Okay, you know what I love when we have Don Aslett cleaning products here, because Don Aslett is a cleaning dynasty and cleans commercial buildings every single night all across the nation. And this is something called the rubber broom. It was conceived of or made for salons, hair salons. You know how fine hair is and how troublesome it is to try to pick that up? Well, this can do 1,000,001 things, and you're not only getting the indoor-outdoor broom, you're also getting a brush for $19.62. Now, if you have this set or even one of the pieces, I'd love to hear from you, because my dear guest, John Holt, this was one of the first things he presented 17 years ago. So while on my card it says we've sold over 50,000, I know for a fact we've sold well over that, and so this is in many households out there. So nice to see you, John Holt.
You too.
Good morning.
Great to be here.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Let's put this to work, because this is amazing. I had never seen a rubber broom when I first got here, and so your demonstrations were like gobsmacking to me.
Well, everybody at home's got either a straw broom or nylon broom.
Right.
And they get kind of curled up, they get out of shape, they get dirty, you can't wash them. This is 100% rubber, and you can see how soft these little rubber tips are. Even on the most delicate hardwood floor, this is the best broom to actually use. And if you look at the back here, these extra wide flaps, we put them on there to get the really fine stuff like sand, salt. And
that hair we were talking about.
Right. Every one of our brooms has a built-in squeegee, so if you have a flood in the basement, snow on your car, you're really going to get a lot of use out of the squeegee. Plus, you get the pet brush. But let's start sweeping here.
Sure.
Okay, now, if you have pets, this broom really is a must, because actually, it was developed for the hair industry over 40 years ago. Now, up here, I've got some golden retriever hair. Kind of hard to see. It's really fine. Behind it, I've got sugar, and behind that, I've got some rice. Now, I'm only going to go a couple of inches here, and you're going to notice right away what happens. You can see all that really, really fine hair. Now, that's hard to get with a straw broom, because you just kind of flick the hair everywhere. When I sweep with this, the 500 rubber fingers, here's what happens. They all come together to form a wall. The dirt can't get through that. And just to make sure, those extra wide fingers on the back gets even the finest pieces of hair, lint, and dust.
So it's almost like wiping twice. The broom kind of wipes twice.
Exactly. So this is perfect. Oops, sorry.
That's right.
This is perfectly clean. No little tiny grit left behind for your bare feet to walk on. Now, let me show you what's really impressive is if you've got area rugs, hallway carpets, entryway rugs, maybe the dog lies down in one area. If you just took your Christmas tree down and you got pine needles all stuck in your carpet. Now, I know your dog doesn't shed this much, but to prove how well this broom works, I exaggerate a little bit here. Now, instead of sweeping like I did on the hardwood floor, on the carpet, all I'm going to do here is brush. Now, if you think this is a magic show, it's not. It's just a broom that works. Everybody's done this before, whether you realize it or not. When your vacuum doesn't get a piece of hair or lint, you do this with your shoe.
Right.
You're using rubber on the bottom of your shoe. That's exactly why the broom works. But here we've got over 12 inches of rubber, 500 rubber tips that gets between the fibers of the carpet to lift out hair, salt, sand, pine needles. Now, this could be indoor, outdoor, commercial, Berber, Oriental rugs. It works on all of it.
You know what, and let's talk about why it's great to actually really get the dirt off of that doormat that you've got going into your house, right? Because stopping the dirt, tell me about that.
Okay, well, if you stop the dirt at the door, you won't have to bring it outside, okay? Now, if you're wondering what I just did here, okay, this isn't my favorite thing to do, but if you've got a pet, cats are going to start shedding, dogs are going to start shedding in a month. The rubber fingers, what this does is it breaks the static charge that the hair has with your clothes. Now, everybody's used one of those tape rollers, one of those sticky things. Well, let me tell you, rubber works so much better because it breaks the static charge. Now, before you get that much hair on you, use this on your pet. You can see how soft the rubber tips are. And if anybody has a carpeted staircase, this gets right into the corners, the edging. You won't find a better broom.
$19.64. Before we go to our light bulb demonstration where I put on my glasses.
Oh, you have glasses on already.
I need to just say, by the way, I'll get on the other side, that it was 11 degrees when I came in. There's snow outside. Why do I want this rubber broom right now if I'm in a snowy place right now?
Even if you don't need a broom for your house, leave this in the trunk of your car. You can even disassemble it so it fits right behind your truck seat. This is the best thing to get snow off your car. The squeegee for the windshield works better than your wiper blades, okay? And it won't scratch the paint like a straw broom could.
I did that.
Okay. Yeah. Now, the demonstration I'm going to do next is just going to prove how well we get the really fine stuff. If you've ever dropped a light bulb, if you took your Christmas tree down and you have some of those older Christmas ornaments, the glass ones that shatter to a billion pieces, I'm going to just double this up here. Now, before I sweep this, I'm going to crunch this up into about 10,000 shards of glass and just spread it all into the grout lines here. Now, when I sweep this, I'm only going to go over this area once. You ready?
Yeah.
I'll sweep this area once. I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to sweep this area once. Now, I'm going to take my hand and just go on the tile here. Now, watch. I'm even going to rub in the grout lines. There is never a sliver of glass.
You know what, that always makes me afraid when you do that, because I think, you know, is the glass all going to get picked up? But look how effective that is. That rubber broom is different from the broom that you have in your closet right now.
And it's still clean. See, when we sweep, remember what happens. The rubber comes together, the wide flaps gets even the fine. Bakeries use our broom for flour, salt, and sugar, those really wide flaps. And the other thing is, it's not just for sweeping. You can actually use this wet for scrubbing. I'll show you real quick over here. I've got a little piece of slate over here. Now this could be your patio. If you have a little mold or mildew this spring, use a deck cleaner or a degreaser in the garage. You can scrub concrete, slate, brick, sidewalks. Now when you're all done scrubbing, here's the squeegee. Flip it over. In the garage, you can push the dirty water right out the garage door. In the kitchen, if you spill something, squeegee it right up into a dustpan. If you're defrosting the freezer, use this. And that's how you get the snow off your cars, by using that squeegee as well.
So snow off the car, that was our piece of information for immediately get this home. Snow off car, as we're about to go into that the heavy part of winter where there's snow all over. And then are we going to do a competition, or you're going to show that again?
I didn't even bring my straw broom out because everybody knows that they don't even compare to this.
Right, they don't.
Okay, the other reason this works is this is angled 45 degrees. So when you're sweeping, every rubber tip is touching the floor. Every other broom is cut straight. Nobody sweeps with the handle straight up and down. Right. You angle it, that's why your head is angled. And here's the other key. Don't press down on the rubber. You want to use a light stroke. If you press down hard, you're just bending the rubber tips. You can see that right there. You want those tips to touch the carpet.
To be stiff. Okay,
right.
Nice and stiff.
Light strokes work the best. Again, if you sweep the carpet, you'll think that the broom doesn't work, right? So you got a brush. That's the only thing, and that's in our instructions too. Light, short strokes works the best.
John, you know what? This has been here for 17 years in numerous configurations. And there's a reason it's been so successful. It's because people get it home, and indoor or outdoor, if you're cleaning your garage, you can use it right now. Detach one of the handles just to make it shorter. Keep it in your car for dusting off that snow and getting that snow off your car. And then, of course, all the pine needles. 1962 for both pieces.
Right.
So appreciate you bringing this to us. It's V32052. And I have cats, Bailey and Olivia.
Use it on the cat.
And I'm so